Welcome to the Freedom Chronicles.
Definitely an antisocial type.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
We got a loudspeaker here, and when we go into battle, we play music very loud.
With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Freedom Chronicles. I'm your host, Mike Imbasciani. Thank you for joining us. We are, of course, broadcasting from the Brian Chapman State Farm bunker right here in Southwest Florida. And like a good neighbor, Brian Chapman State Farm is there for all of the insurance needs that you have for your very own bunker. Give us office a call at 941-625-9998 or visit the office at 2040 Tamiami Trail in Port Charlotte. We have a great episode planned for you today. You know, we talk all about, ends up being quite negative things in the news, and we bring you the news and we try to make you laugh as we do it. And if you enjoy that, drop a like, comment down below, tell us some of your favorite laugh out loud moments, and join the locals community. Support the show. That helps us out quite a lot. And on the locals community, you get exclusive content, hopefully going up today because it's taking a while, because it does take a little while to get these videos on locals. I have my talk that I gave yesterday at the DeSoto Charlotte County Republican Club. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's still loading. It takes a while to load a 3-minute video. Imagine loading a 50-minute video. Wow. And you see that fancy Get Loud Locally shirt? Well, folks, you can also support the show by checking out the Freedom Chronicles shop. Use that QR code right there, or use the link down in the description and pick up some shirts. There are a couple shirts that are no longer available on the site, but thanks to our good friend Jason Brunt with Florida Straits, he hooked me up and printed up some shirts for me, and we had them available, and we sold quite a few of them yesterday at the event, so that was very nice. So when you see me at an event, that's where you can get a Super Supreme Ultra Mega MAGA shirt, the Oddball shirt, and the Trump as perhaps you recognize
the Super Supreme
me.
Ultra Mega MAGA?
What?
Can you still get the Super Supreme Ultra
Not
Mega
online.
MAGA?
Not online. It was frowned upon. So,
can't believe
folks,
somebody trademarked that.
It's not trademarked. I am drawing the line. It is BS. It is not trademark. It is political, Ken. I don't want to hear it.
Okay.
I don't want to hear it. It's political. We're talking happy thoughts. We're talking happy thoughts today.
Talk to Dale
I will
Jones'
talk to
wife,
Dale Jones,
Jody.
but Jason Brunt is helping me out. I'm sick of it, Ken. Jason Brunt helped me out.
Who came up with
I know it was that one you did, so it's your fault. So Jason Brunt helped me out, and we have some of those shirts printed up. So if you see me out and about, especially at an event, I'll be speaking at the Burnt Store Republican Club coming up on Wednesday, July 5th, over there down there. Fancy. So come out to that. I'll have the shirts with me as well, and it's going to be a fun time. So as we've talked about, it's about finding solutions in addition to bringing what are the problems, that we discuss here. And part of the solution, especially when it comes to kids, we've told you time and time again, get your kids out of K-12, homeschool your kids.
At this point, you have to.
You have to. And you look at what these libraries are offering, these books that include literal porn.
Smut.
What?
Smut.
Smut. Yes,
Smut.
It is smut, folks. That's why you have to look for better alternatives, especially for what you're allowing your kids to read or what you're reading to your really little kids. And that brings in our guest today. Her name is Haley Marguerite. She is an author. She's now a publisher with Haley Marguerite Publishing. We have a couple pictures of her books here. It's Charlie Takes an Adventure, a cute little penguin. Who doesn't love penguins? I love penguins. Charlie Takes an Adventure, Massachusetts, New York, and even Charlie Takes an Adventure to the Moon. And with us today to talk all about it, how she got started and what she wants to achieve with everything she's doing, because believe me, folks, she's doing a lot. It's Haley Marguerite. Haley, how are you?
Thank you so much, Michael, and thank you so much for having me on your show. I am honestly delighted. I'm doing great. So I started my first book, Charlie Takes an Adventure, when I was just 11 years old in the 6th grade. So it was a lot of love throughout the years. Yes. And so my teacher, Mr. Leskovitz, I don't know if you're watching this, but he was a great, catalyst that, told everyone in the class, you have to pick something fun you want to write about, and it's due at the end of the school year. I was not too happy. I was like thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I have no life I'm going to have. Well, fast forward. At the end of the year, I get the book published in a hardcover format. I remember talking with my dad, and he's looking at the book when we're driving home. He says, that'd be really cool if you can get it published someday. And I'm thinking to myself, me? I'm just 11 years old. You think I can get the book published? And he said, I'm sure you can figure it out. Maybe it just needs to be tweaked up a little bit, rewrite the story, find a publisher. He's like, haven't you heard of Google? I'm like, thanks, Dad. So I ended up Googling how to get a book published. And sure enough, so fast forward, that was 13 years later, because it sat on a bookshelf collecting dust for such a long time. And every time I wanted to get this book published, I would hear family, friends, teachers, librarians tell me every reason to not publish this book. You're way too young, too hard, too much money. And then at 24 was like that pivotal moment if I should get the book published or not, by a boyfriend, now the ex-boyfriend. He says, honey, you'll never publish a book. You're just not smart enough. And I was like, let me show you the door is located. Don't let it hit you on the way out.
Yeah.
So I ended up publishing Charlie Takes an Adventure, the first book I wrote when I was 24. And then I ended up publishing a few more to add to my Charlie Takes Adventure book series. So as Michael was showing on the screen there, the Quadplex. So the next book in this series is Massachusetts, because that's where I am from. Then the third book we have is the New York book. This does have a politicalness to it. We have a lot of customers will add in their political comments to this book. It's very interesting. So I end up telling them, So I end up telling them, if they end up approaching the book, you kind of know where they line. So I end up with saying, because you want everyone to purchase your book, Democrats and Republicans are buyers of my book. So I end up telling them that, I got to let you know, this is the most culturally diverse book. And we have Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. We have something for everyone. Every holiday is celebrated. So they say, I want the book on diversity. Well, if you can read the book, it clearly says Charlie Takes Adventure to New York, not Charlie Takes Adventure to Diversity Land. It just doesn't.
Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Then the next book is Charlie Takes Adventure to the Moon. We don't have anything political in there, but people always will ask. So the big question in this book is, how many people of color do you have in the book? We always have to have a comment on something. So that started with the New York book. And I said, ma'am, we have people of all walks of life in the book. If you want, we can go through page 1 and walk you through it, and we can count. They said, no, that's too intense. Too intense. Asking me the question. So this book, I was bullied all the way up until high school, elementary to high school. So this book teaches kids not to bully others, as well as how to eat, live, sleep, breathe on the moon. So the back is Space City, virtual Space City. And in addition to that, I have partnered third party with a aerospace testing company. So anyone who wants to put their photo on the moon, maybe the Freedom Chronicles want to do a selfie.
I did that. I remember. I did that when you started that.
And then your photo goes on the moon. Yes. And then you go on the moon. You can get like a moon certificate in your email. Nice. So the bigger picture with that is to kind of help reduce the number of bullies by getting as many photos on the moon. And then you can do a moon certificate.
That's awesome.
And then, like you said, I opened up a publishing company. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've been doing all this with the writing of the books. What made you want to start your own publishing company and how? Probably getting
just crapped on by all your friends.
You want to help everybody else. You want to help everybody else.
Googled how to self-publish, right?
Right. No, that's right. So everyone at these farmers markets and 2-day art shows that would come by my booth would maybe about, 20 to 30 people would say, oh my gosh, I had the same idea to write that book. I just never wrote it. Okay. Or it would always be a mom, because every mom has like the best selling children's book. I really wanted to write a book. I just don't have time. Oh, I'm so old to write a book. It's too much money. So they would give me excuses galore. And I ended up one day, I had a few clients, and I was doing book managing. So I'd walk them through the process, and I said to myself, I wonder what are the steps to incorporate my business. So that's what I did, and I had a DBA, and I went to my CPA. I said, I don't know how to do this. You do. I'll pay you however much it costs. Do it for me. So that's what she did, and she helped me to make sure everything, looked nice on paper. And then I incorporated just under a year. So this December will be 1 year celebration to Haley Marguerite Publishing. So it's very exciting. And we just recently published 2 books. One is an adult book all about cats. So it's called A Place Without a Postcard by Christopher Crockett. So this is his book here. He lives in the Villages. And then the other book is by Karen Boyd, and that book is a children's book, so all about Lego the dog. I don't have that book here. She's actually sent me a signed copy, so I'm excited.
So she's a good Karen.
She's watching.
I'm kidding. She's a good one.
Yes.
I know. Yeah. I would hate that name. Well, like my name's Ken, so I'm getting all the Ken and Barbie now that the movie's out.
I know. You gotta. I was gonna say, Ken, are you gonna go see the Oppenheimer movie, or are you gonna go see the Barbie movie? I hear there's a whole song that Ken sings.
Yes, I know. I'm gonna have to learn it. Hopefully, there's a karaoke version.
Exactly.
That was such a popular
song.
song.
Right. So how? Exactly. So with your books now, how has it been trying to get them into a library setting or getting them into stores to sell? Because when you're seeing now politically all these other books that really aren't for kids that they're trying to push onto kids, how has it been for you trying to get your book in those environments?
Yeah. Are there publishers?
Sure. So I live in Palm Beach County. Right. No, they do. So I live in Palm Beach County, and it is known as the most wokest county in the whole entire state. Congratulations. This is where we wanted to move. Well, so I decided last year, I think around July, August, I attended the Palm Beach County Chamber Breakfast. While I was there, I ran into the superintendent for the whole entire, all of the schools. So he really liked me, liked my idea for the books, gives me his card. He says, I want you to follow up with this woman who's a book buyer. So I'm thinking to myself, this is great. We're in we're progressing. We're going really well. I follow up with her within 24 hours. She says, okay, let's have a Zoom meeting. We have a Zoom meeting on the call. She says, I just had to let you know because our governor makes it that we have to, it's very tough to have books into the libraries because everything has to be vetted. So I'm not going to tell her my political views because right away I'm going to be out. So I said, oh yeah, no problem. There's nothing sexual in the book, if that's what you're asking. You can have all the books. You can vet it. That was the word she used, vetted, TSA. And she says, yeah, no problem. I'll vet the book for you. So she vets the book within a month later, because it takes that long to read my books. She says, I just gotta let you know there's nothing wrong in your books, nothing inappropriate. I was very shocked. And she says, really? She says, I gotta let you know there's 2 more checkpoints you have to go through. I said, oh, what's that? Well, you have to have a scholarly journal, it reviewed by, but it has to be, or you can have a paid review. So it was 9 out of 10 cannot be paid reviews. And so all of these companies, if you want a free review and you don't want to have to pay money for a review because it's kind of ridiculous, well, you're going to spend your time emailing them. So I emailed all of them. However, these people are still scared to go out of their home because they are all working from home due to COVID. No joke. Yeah, and so they are still working from home. They don't even get back to you. You follow up and follow up. So the only one that I was able to get in touch with is Kirkus Reviews. They're god awful. I spent a little over $2,200. They're out of New York, so you can kind of understand. Well, I spent all this money. They did not even read the book properly. They give me a summary of my book, which I know what the book is about. Then they don't even put the right price on it. It's $19.95. They put $4.95. That was just minor. The best was when they say on one of my books, they said there's too many white people in the book and not enough people of color. And that was that was the Massachusetts book.
That's awfully racist of them, isn't it?
Extremely. And then, so this was published in 2018. So in 2018, I had to contact Plymouth Plantation. So if you're not familiar with Plymouth Plantation, it's a really big, well-known tourist attraction that gets about millions of people annually. Well, Plymouth Plantation signed off on the word Wampanoag. Well, this very liberal, company didn't like the word Wampanoag, and they said that
good word.
that was not the correct terminology to use, and the headpiece of the Native American was fairly correct, but it wasn't the right dress. Well, that was what they said when I had them sign off on it, and we had an email from them. So this is what it looks like, and they said it was very offensive.
If I may,
yes.
What's a Wampanoag?
Yes. What is a Wampanoag?
It sounds like a place in upstate New York.
Yeah.
Right. So Wampanoag is like a native person, like a Native American, pretty much is what they call it. Yeah.
All right.
Hence the
illustration. They just didn't like the word. So I don't back down. I ended up going a step further. I called up Plymouth Plantation, which is now like a new name because the people in the town got so offended by the name Plymouth Plantation. So they changed it to something that's, I don't know, a better name. So when I called them up, I told them everything that happened, and they said, you know what, you need to contact this. It was like the Native Americans who live on this plantation, who they service everyone in the country. I said, sure, give me their information. So I contacted them, sent them the book, and the girl said, let me send your book to the chief, who's like head of the whole, I guess, plantation.
Literally
and
the
so,
chief.
Oh.
Yeah. So she was like, I don't understand. What are they telling you? And I said, they said that the dress and the headpiece is all wrong, and we can't use the word Wampanoag and the word Wampanoag. And she was like, well, that's what they're called. What are you talking about? She's like, that's what we're called. Yeah. And I said, is that offensive? She's like, no, that's the proper term. If someone calls me that, I know that they're aware and they're educated in that department. And I said, really? Okay.
Right. Well, and so let me stop you right there for 1 second. That just shows, again, it's all the white liberals out there who go, you shouldn't call them that, when they're the ones saying it's fine to call them that. Yeah. And Will Witt had many videos of him going to college campuses in like an Oriental outfit with the Oriental hat or whatever, like Chinese. Sure. And he was getting yelled at by every single student. And then he went to actual Chinatown, and all the little old Chinese ladies loved him. They all, well, very good, very good, very good. You know, and it's the same thing with something like this. It's like they can't accept that Wampanoag is a correct term. It's not derogatory at all. You're trying to educate people.
Right. So I didn't back down. So once I received the first horrible email that you have to download, it was a whole nightmare. So I get that from the girl is Leah Block. She's out of New York. So I called her up. That was before she tried to scam me. I'll get into that. So I end up calling her up, and I said, hey, Leah, I'm hoping to speak with you. And she plays them. She has no idea who this is. Oh, hi, who is this? I said, Leah, you know exactly who this is. This is Haley. I'm out of Boca Raton, Florida, and I'm the one that you charge double because my book is no longer a picture book, and now it's classified as a heavy text book because they didn't want to read the book too much. And then you look in the reviews out of the country, and Harvard, which is a very liberal college, gave them the worst ratings ever, and said that they're a scam.
How many pages is your book? How many pages is the book?
48. So it takes a long time to read it.
I was going to say, yeah.
But half is illustration.
That's a heavy textbook right there.
But half is illustration. So
right.
Yeah. So back to Leah. So I called her. I said, "Can you please explain the book you sent to me? The review, it says there's too many white people and not enough people of color." I said, I got to let you know, I live in the state of Florida. So my governor here, his name is Ron DeSantis. And let me tell you something. He passed a bill. It's the woke bill, that you can't have anything that's woke in the book. So I would really appreciate if you can redo my review. And going forward, I don't really think that you and I have this same outlook when it comes to reviews. You see it one way and I see it another way, which is fine. However, I would like to respectfully kind of walk away and just like refund me. I don't want any more reviews because you haven't started the process yet. She's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. We can't do that, Haley. We're going to continue with the reviews. However, why don't I do you a favor and send you a link so you can read a journal from one of our highly sought out writers. It's on unmasking the white default. I said, let me tell you this. Do not send me anything related to that. You don't need to.
We would like you to re-educate yourself.
Yeah, I was like, I don't need to. Right, I was like, I don't need to educate myself on not being racist. I think that your company needs to know not to be racist. And then I said, I think. Oh, then she like went off. I said, I think the reason why, you gave me the response you did, maybe you looked me up on Facebook and you saw my political views, which is wrong. I told her. I said, furthermore, you probably didn't like that there's not enough maybe Black people on every page. Is it also because we don't have transgender in the book? I said, I will tell you this. That's not something that I believe in. We're not putting that in the book. And she was it's called transgender person. I said, I don't care what the word is called. You don't need to correct me. I said, so we're done here. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a call coming in. I said, no, you don't. You're just very, you just can't handle the fact that I'm telling you the truth. I gotta go.
Well, good for you for fighting back.
Exactly.
That's what it takes.
And actually, miss, it's mentally ill person.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So where can people, where's the best place for people to find your book that, they can support you and get this book and send it to their friends or get it for their kids?
Sure. So you can log into my website. It is charlietakesанadventure.com, and you can buy all the books there, all Charlie Takes Adventure books. And then you can like me on social media, which is Haley Marguerite, or Charlie Takes an Adventure, which is the little penguin.
I did like you.
Yes, before Ken
they erased me.
Got erased.
I'm gonna
get a little Ken doll. Yeah.
Do what?
Re-education camp.
The biggest thing that people will say to me, which they clearly can tell I have not been canceled, they'll come up to me at an event and like they say things that are just so idiotic. Oh my gosh, you haven't been canceled. And I'm like, ma'am, if I was canceled, do you think I would be at this event? Oh, you're right.
She's like, so happy. How could anyone cancel you? You're so happy.
She's like, you gotta be careful. She's like, it must be really tough being an author in this state. I said, really? Can you inform me? Why is that? Oh. She's like, are you not aware? The governor doesn't know anything when it comes to slavery, and he thinks slavery never existed, and he thinks the Holocaust never existed. I said, really? I'm Jewish, and I've never really heard that before.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's like mind-blowing to me.
Shouting all the lies.
It's so mind-blowing because all my closest friends are Black, and they're all Republican, and they don't believe any of this stuff that anyone's saying.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
And we urge folks, go watch the episode we had with K. Carl Smith talking all about the Frederick Douglass Republicans and how the first 7 Republicans were all Black. So,
or you could go to Spreaker and catch my show. We did 2 hours with them this morning.
Yeah, I know, it's great. So Haley, we're going to take a little break. We got our music break, and then I want to come back and we'll talk about some fun news, our Patriot and Trader, and get into a little more. And folks, if you're enjoying this show and you're watching on Rumble, make sure you hit that Rumble button. Subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. Drop a comment down below, and that little red button right next to the subscribe button, it says join. You hit that button, and that will pull up the locals community. You can join the locals community, get a whole bunch of exclusive content, like the full 2-hour episode we did with attorney Scott Weinberg, all about the January 6th client David that he was working with there. And it helps out the show tremendously. Also, be sure to go check out the Freedom Chronicles shop, pick up some merch, get loud locally with Freedom Cow, and be a conversation starter. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as follow us on Spotify, BitChute, Brighteon, all that good stuff. And we're now on Twitter, so you can follow the Freedom Chronicles on Twitter at FreedomChronPod. And I retweet a bunch of fun stuff, including something we're going to get into when we come back from the music break. But Haley, you're over there in Boca Raton. I'm going to be over there in Boca Raton on Thursday, July 20th.
Again.
The Boca Black Box, the Simply Clapton show. You got to come out. You got to come check it out. And
yeah, actually, that's like really true for me. That's literally like 5 minutes from me.
I know, perfect.
Cool. Awesome.
And then I'll also be over there in the Palm Beach area. I'll be going to the Turning Point USA conference they're having. President Trump is going to be speaking. Vivek Ramaswamy, Tucker Carlson's going to be there. A whole bunch of great people are going to be there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're going, all right, I'll see you there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know, Ken, I'll have to report my findings.
Yeah.
I'll do some videos. I know you're not going to go. It's okay. That's why I'm going. Taking one for the team. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But folks, check this out and go get your tickets for the Boca Black Box show coming up. BocaBlackBox.com. The Simply Clapton show coming up Thursday, July 20th. Enjoy this video from the last time we were there. It's Crosscut Saw.
Some would consent, some would congen. Well, that's got good one for her. She wants me back again. I'm a crosscut saw. Baby, drag me across your lawn. I got no so easy for you. Can't help but say hot dog. Got a double-bladed axe, really cuts good. I'm a crosscut saw, baby. Now bury me in your wood. I'm a crosscut saw, baby. Drag me across your lawn. I could look so easy for you. Can't help but say hot dog.
There we go. A little crosscut saw. Oh, wait, Haley. Where'd Haley go? We lost her.
Did we lose her?
I don't know. Did we lose her? Oh, there she is. There she is. Oh, she's back. And she's back. All right. So let's do our Patriot and Traitor of the Week. Haley, who is your Patriot of the Week?
So I think most people would kind of agree with me. So for my Patriot is President Donald Trump. I absolutely just love him.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason for that is because, he's not even, see, you're a huge fan too, because he's not even the president right now, and he's still going to meetings, he's still going to rallies, and he just has such a big love and passion for America. So it's kind of like, how do you not love the guy? So
exactly.
I voted for him twice, and I'll be voting for him again.
All right. Good deal.
Me too.
Ken, who is your Patriot of the Week?
That would have to be K. Carl Smith.
Yeah. K. Carl. Very knowledgeable man.
We did this show with him, and it really kind of turned me on to finding out more about, because we all knew, like I said, a little bit about Frederick Douglass, but not did kind of a deep dive. I'm still reading a bunch of his speeches, and the guy's just amazing. And that K. Carl and how he came to start speaking about Frederick Douglass.
Yes.
I mean, the whole story and everything behind it's really great. He's a great guy, and highly encourage you to check out more on K. Carl Smith and Frederick Douglass.
Definitely. Yeah. All the quotes that
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass has. It's really great. And as Michael Mascari there said, give me a subject, any subject, and there will be a Frederick Douglass application that can be used for it. I love it. It's great. Reminds me of the dad from My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Give me a word, any word.
Little bottle of Windex.
Yes. All right. My Patriot and Traitor are two stories that will go together. So I'll go last for both of them. So Haley, who is your traitor of the week?
So my traitor is not like an actual person, but I would say it's more of an entity. So I would say it is the public schools all throughout America. Myself being a children's author and publisher, I just see how they are really corrupting America and our children. It's really heartbreaking. I don't have kids, but I have so many friends that have kids, and they put their kids in private Christian school for this reason, because they are just hurting the kids with the pronouns, with these books. I was actually at a Tea Party event over here in Palm Beach County, and they had mentioned that the teacher, it was a public school, said, kids, I know these books are banned. However, what I want you to do is, from the list that are banned, I want you to find a way to get your hands on the banned books and then do a book report on it. It's
Wow.
like mind-blowing to me, because if those books are banned for a reason, there's a reason they're banned.
And again, they're not banned per se. They're banned for
children.
Yeah. 18 and up. Yeah. If you want to see what are in the graphic illustrations that are in a lot of these books, it's disgusting.
Telling 10-year-olds to 14 to 15-year-olds how to use apps like Grindr. It's completely unnecessary and sick, and they're doing an evil entity. It's an evil entity.
That's so gross. There's actually a bookstore over here in Palm Beach County in West Palm, and I was invited to the bookstore not knowing what kind of bookstore it was, and oh my gosh, I looked like some kind of cartoon character with my eyes popping out of my head. Every book was like, what in the world is this? Two Mommies and Me. That was the name of the book. Or one book, she was like, so what's your favorite book? I said, wow, there's so many to choose from. Then at the end, she wants a photo. Yeah, she wants a photo with me and her friend at the end. We're next to the rainbow, and next to it is, I'm not racist. What? And then she tells me, I have no idea why.
Well, you should get a copy of that and carry it in your purse.
Yeah, right.
See? I'm not racist.
I have my certificate of forgiveness from Mason.
Yeah, that's right.
You get a hold of this. I was supposed to meet with her 2 weeks before that time she invited me to her bookstore. She's like, I got to tell you, Haley, I was having so much anxiety. And I said, oh, yeah, I hear you. I said, and she said, so the reason I had to postpone it, there was just a lot of people who were coming to the store and just with their comments. I said, really? Like, what happened? She said, yeah, some of the people, I had to take off a couple of days of work because they were making white supremacist-like comments. Okay, you're a business owner and you closed your store because you couldn't handle that some people are Republican? Well, maybe you're in the wrong part of town. West Palm Beach, if you don't know, it's very
in
Republican.
The wrong state.
So it's like so dumb to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And to close, I mean, but that's what a communist would do.
It goes, yep.
But that's what they do,
Yes, right, exactly. Ken, who is your traitor of the week?
Well, without question, it would have to be our Speaker of the House, McCarthy.
Oh, yeah. Maybe, possibly, we'll think about kind of, impeaching Merrick Garland.
And he's just one of many. I mean, come on. At this point, how much hard evidence do you need?
Right.
To conduct an impeachment trial? Yes. What's the excuse? I mean, you have actual felonies, actual corruption, actual hard evidence, text messages, voice, video. We got it all. And yet the Republicans refuse to do their duty.
Anything.
Yeah. So, sorry, McCarthy is. And all they do is talk about it. You know, Garland,
It's true.
he should have already been impeached.
Yep.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Mayorkas,
But they're not really
already should have
Republicans.
been.
They're not Republicans.
Right.
They're rhinos.
Oh no. That's part. They're just
Yeah.
part of the right
They're
wing
full
of the
rhinos.
Uniparty. Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. So I'm going to start with my traitor because my traitor sets up my patriot. So the
Okay.
traitor of the week goes out to the New York City. What is it? The DEP, Department of Environmental Protection, because
Have you been to New York? They're not doing.
They
their
are not
job.
doing their job at all. The garbage
feces,
and everything.
The needles. They're trying to rival San Francisco.
But see, Ken, they're trying a different tactic to cut
really?
down on the carbon emissions, and that would require.
Yeah.
They've drafted new rules that
You're
would
Italian,
require.
too, so
This hits me
particularly
right
hard.
here, folks.
Italians
right
hardest
here.
hit
Oh,
from
and
this
and believe
bureaucratic
me,
overreach.
I'm going to read all of these quotes the way they need to be read.
Okay.
So, the New York City DEP has drafted new rules that would require pizzerias with coal and wooden fire ovens installed prior to 2016 to cut carbon emissions by 75%. How dare you? How dare you? And according to the New York Post, restaurant owners would be forced to install. I thought that one was quite fitting. They'd be forced to install a filter to the specified ovens and then hire an engineer to regularly inspect the carbon emissions. Quote, all New Yorkers deserve to breathe healthy air, and wood and coal-fired stoves are among the largest contributors to harmful pollutants in neighborhoods with poor air quality, said the
I'm
DEP
sorry
spokesman.
that half
Oh,
slice is $20.
Oh, we're getting there. Hold on. Now, G here, Paulie G's Pizzeria, G-E-E, who is 69 years old. He opened Paulie G's Pizzeria over 13 years ago in Brooklyn. And Paulie G's has since opened and licensed several additional locations across the U.S. It's a franchise, baby. Now, since 2018, G has spent $20,000 on emission control air filter devices for his wood-fired oven in anticipation of the DEP rule due to installation and regular maintenance. Quote, I've been compliant all this time. Not only did I have to purchase the machine, I had to have an engineer look at it where it could be installed. I had to get an electrician to run electricity to it. I had to get a plumber. I had to get a plumber to run a water line because you have to have a hose to clean it.
You know how much some union plumbers are?
Yeah, to some people, $20,000 could crush them, particularly since the pandemic. I just did it pre-pandemic, and it was a lot of money. But right now, there are some people that barely keep their doors open. And he said,
and you can imagine now that it's mandatory, the price is going to go up.
Oh, yeah.
He did it before.
That's ridiculous.
You know.
And what did he say at the end? Quote, yep, what did he say at the end? Quote, why do I have to spend $20K? I'm paying a ton of taxes already. Regulation after regulation puts more pressure on us, and it makes it difficult to do business, particularly now with the cost of labor that's gone up.
So true.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, open up the Florida.
Wow.
It's
they're so not in favor of small businesses. Wow.
So now that jumps me to my Patriot of the week. Now, this is a 2-minute video. We're going to let it play out. Ben, please play the video. Scott Libido, he was on Jesse Waters last night. He had something to say to the New York City Hall after the Democrats announced plans to crack down on the coal and wood-fire pizza ovens.
Oh, God.
Pizzas for the mayor.
Oh, my God.
The woke-ass idiots who run this city are doing everything in their power to destroy it. We have naked men with their titties bouncing around all over the city yesterday, in public, in front of children. We have the most violent, raging crime rate ever. We are being invaded by illegal immigrants who are being treated way better than our homeless veterans, our teachers, and first responder heroes who were fired, still not compensated, because they didn't take the Fauci injection. Our city schools produce the dumbest kids, and the woke-ass punks who run New York City are afraid of pizza The world used to respect New Yorkers as tough, thick-skinned, and gritty. Now we have become pussified. It's a damn shame. You heard of the Boston Tea Party? Well, this is the New York, this is the New York Pizza Party. Give us pizza or give us death.
Wow.
Give us pizza or give us death.
Oh my gosh.
Give us pizza.
Hey, don't worry. It's only cheese.
Or give us
We're
death.
not wasting one topping, sonnies.
Give us pizza or give us death.
Wow.
That's good. Yeah.
How many? I got 5 pizzas here.
I got more.
I got more.
Destroying every small business. That's what this city keeps doing. Can't have a small business.
Anchovies on them to get a little smelly.
Yeah, right.
Decompose.
Yeah, they should have put
Wow.
a
That
few
was awesome.
anchovies on there to make them stinky. But it's true. Give us
Wow.
pizza or give us death. They
Yeah.
continue to go after small businesses like that. It will continue. The city's already dying. It will just continue to kill the city. So that's
true.
a
It's
patriot
sad.
right there, standing up.
Where was he
and
throwing the pizza in front of? Where was he throwing it in front of?
He was throwing it
Hall?
at the New York City City Hall. At City Hall there.
Wow. Wow. Did they respond to him? I would have loved to see like what happens. It'd be
Well,
entertaining.
The cops walked up to
writing
him.
him a ticket for
Yeah.
littering here.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
he's
see him
just
at-
He got
doing
arrested?
his job here. He's just
You got
doing
arrested
his
for that?
job.
Oh wow.
No,
Wow.
it just looks
They're
like they
giving
wrote
him
him
a
a ticket.
ticket.
Yeah, wrote him a ticket. But it's true.
Typical
It's,
New
it's
York.
ridiculous. Yeah, you go to his Twitter, Scott Lobaido Lobedo.
Beetle.
He was on Jesse
I gotta
Waters
follow
last
He's an
him.
night.
artist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Patriot, artist,
Wow.
activist, number
He's an
one
artist.
freedom
Oh,
fighter.
cool. Okay.
Number one
All right.
freedom fighter. I love it.
All
Good stuff. And
like it.
we have we have this where is it? My breaking news. Joe Biden has made another announcement that, Putin is just not winning that war in Iraq.
Yeah.
Let's play that video.
It's hard to tell, but he's clearly losing the war in Iraq. He's losing the war at home. And he has become a bit of a pariah around the world.
Yeah. He's losing that war in Iraq right there.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? So there goes Joe.
Yeah.
Just releasing secret information again right there we didn't even know there was a war in Iraq with
No,
Russia.
right? I know. There's just because he doesn't know what planet he's on. A little happier news here. Because Ken, I heard you mention this on the radio. I said I need to see that story. I saw the video. It's wonderful.
It does look like Freedom Cow.
We have Freedom Cow. We got to show the picture of Freedom Cow. We'll show that.
Ben.
And over the years, many animals have broken world records by performing tricks. Dog, cats, rabbits, parrots, and even guinea pigs are all part of the Guinness World Records family. However, for the first time, a cow has joined their ranks.
Freedom
Ghost. Cow. Yeah, it could be Freedom Cow. We don't know.
We think it is.
It could be Ghost. Here it is.
Blue. See?
Yep.
He turns in a circle.
It's a smart cow.
Smart cow.
Giving kisses. Look, standing on a
Kisses.
little pedestal there. Look at that.
Oh wow.
Aw. All in exchange for treats. So tell me that's not Freedom Cow.
Yeah. See?
Trained horses, but now Ghost started at a young age.
Looks just like Freedom Cow.
Just like Freedom Cow. And this was the world record attempt. In 60 seconds, do 10 tricks. So they started with stay.
That was the first trick,
Yeah.
stay.
Mm-hmm. It's like you're bothering me.
Okay.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
come when
Come when
called.
called.
Yes, very good. Good job. And then you
Right in
have
there.
this one, self-rope.
Self-rope.
That's, very, very good. Stare at the camera.
Turn around.
Spin around. Yeah. Love it.
Huh?
And then
Oh.
bow. Take a bow.
Take a bow.
Yes.
Did that. Very good.
Then
Come up here. Step up.
yep, stand on a pedestal
There you
because
go.
that's where Freedom Cow belongs, on the
Yes,
pedestal. Give a
Fist
little
bump.
fist bump.
There you go.
Freedom Cow fist bump. I love it. Yeah.
Touch
the bell,
touch the
yes.
bell. There you go.
And then
Kiss.
give a little
Give a
kiss.
There you go.
Yeah, the little Freedom Cow kiss. Love it. And then yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes.
Yep.
It
See?
looks a
Yes.
lot like nod,
Yeah.
but it's not the nod. It's a yes.
Yeah, it's a yes.
So
because he
most
was
tricks
nodding yes.
And yes, don't forget, you can use promo code FreedomCow at the local meat club. Use the link down in the description.
He was a little bit skinnier there with your
Right.
picture because the hurricane Ian had just happened. He was stranded on your property, but that fattened up, got back home.
Exactly.
Awesome. That's great.
Good
And
stuff.
a world record.
World record holding Freedom Cow. Right
You
there.
should put Freedom Cow in some of your books, Haley.
Yeah, Haley, is Freedom Cow gonna meet Charlie?
That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe he might.
There you go. Perfect. So Haley, with your books and with the anti-bullying talks that you give, you've spoken at a lot of Rotary clubs as well. What's the biggest message you're trying to bring across to people?
Sure. So the biggest message I'm trying to instill to people is that, there's people all over the world that get bullied. So in addition to the books, I have created and designed anti-bullying programs. And so the programs have been proven to help reduce the number of bullies we see in schools and communities like all over the world. And so when I speak to all these different nonprofits, these Rotary clubs everywhere, West Coast of Florida, East Coast of Florida, I try to impress upon that if they kind of will pour into these kids, they can really help, maybe with a monetary donation through the programs, and the kids can, learn the skills, can be more confident, more empowered when they, do the program. So I'm trying to build a more, I guess, unified world. A lot of people kind of tell me like, good luck with that. And it's so tough with our current, governor right now, people say, and bullying is very wide.
But that's a lie, because bullying is so mean now. I mean, I was bullied up until from first grade up until when did I beat the crap out of him? Ninth grade.
And I was homeschooled, so I still get bullied every day. And plus, I got this guy to deal with. But for people to say, "Oh well, it's the climate, it's the governor," that's bullying by itself. People have to take ownership of it themselves. I mean, there was even that story that some mom created an online identity to bully her own daughter. I mean, you see it so much online,
evil stuff. But the bullying that still happens in schools today is much more, because it's online bullying.
Yes.
And they're vicious. They're so vicious,
They are.
and it's more of a group bullying, rather than just the.
And that's what
like
you're
with
seeing
me.
with
It was
the
one
whole
guy who always just picked on me and shoved me down.
Yeah,
and stuff like that for years
No,
until I got bigger than him. But
That's
now
right.
today it's just so twisted. And
It's so true.
Yeah,
There was actually this
anything
girl.
you can do to help.
Thank you. There was this girl over in the Glades, so it's the most poorest of the poor in Palm Beach County. So like where Mar-a-Lago is, where Trump lives, you go all the way west, and that's the Glades area. And so I went out to this event, and I met the mayor of South Bay. Long story short, he told me, like, I really want you to talk to my town with the programs, because we just had a girl about a couple weeks ago when I spoke to him who committed suicide. She was, I want to say, 13 or 14 years old. She hung herself from like some sort of social media post, and the guys were sending messages mean about her. And so she ended her life.
Yeah, it's sad that is happening, and it's unnecessary. And
It
you're
is,
seeing that, that bullying from the whole pride. These people claim they're so inclusive, and they're not. They're just dividing more people. There's not an ounce of tolerance in them. It's very sad to see that.
It's true. To kind of piggyback off, Michael, what you just said, I was over in Pensacola, Florida, so Panhandle of Florida, about a month and a half ago. And there's like an old friend reaches out to me, sees me on Facebook, so he decides to give me a call. Okay, well, he gives me a call, and he's like, hey, how have you been? How's business? I'm like, it's going really well. What have you been doing new with the business? And I said, well, I have these anti-bullying programs. And he's like, that's really cool. Well, I'm just like curious, Haley, do you target a certain like demographics of people? And I'm like, I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? And he's like, well,
Children's
I'll give you an
books.
example.
Kind of
Yeah,
self-explanatory, isn't it?
he's like, well, do you help out people in wheelchairs who are handicapped, people who have mental health disorders, people who are like gay, because gays have a lot of problems. He said, or what about Black people? He said, because you would have a more effective rate. I said, okay, well, let me inform you, Mark. I live in Florida once again, so it's a red state. We can't do anything like that because that's once again falls under like the woke bill. Our governor put that in place. He wasn't aware of that, I guess. He lives in Atlanta, Georgia. So, and he was saying, well, I think it's really important because the Blacks are constantly underserved and whatnot. He's Black himself. And he says he works with Blacks who, for domestic violence. And I said, okay, well, we help Asians, Blacks, gays, whatever you are, we help them, but we don't just help a certain, group. I said, it's better that way because actually we help and service more people that way. But it's so interesting, like people just understand that message on the left.
Yeah, and it is, and that we should have had Kay Carl on this show.
Yeah, really. Who illustrate? Do you illustrate your books as well?
I don't. I had 2 different illustrators for the different series. The first series for the state series was Daniel J. Montenegro. The next one was Elliot Donovitz.
Very nice.
Excellent.
So charlietakesonadventure.com, right? And
Right.
for your publishing, what's the website for that?
So it's my name. So HaleyMarguerite.com. So that's spelled HALEY Marguerite. That is MARGUERITE.com.
Excellent. Perfect. Have you been to Mar-a-Lago?
I have. Trump was not there. This was by accident. My dad was very upset because I went to a private school and I was not in the major that I was supposed to be. So parents would be paying for my education. It's not a cheap penny. So long story short, I was a fashion major. So my dad's like, what in the world? I'm paying how much money a year for you to go for some like fancy, fashion designer? Long story short, it was a benefit event that he was hosting at Mar-a-Lago, and all these models got shipped in, and the proceeds went towards the Wounded Warriors. And I remember I was so excited. The little party favor, the little like grab bag, was a little bottle, half bottle of Zephyr Hills Trump water. Oh, I thought it was the best thing ever.
It's the best water. It's the best water in the world.
Yeah, I was dating someone, and he's about to open the water. And I said, don't open the water. That's Trump water. And then I remember it was like an hour later, I was like, fine, you can have the water. And I'm thinking to myself now, if I never opened that water, can you imagine? That would have been worth like, I don't know, price of a house.
I would have bought that.
You guys might be too old to remember, too young to remember. And I was just a wee child at the time. But Jimmy Carter's brother, Billy Carter, had Billy beer.
And
there you go. My dad still has a can of it unopened.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Well, Haley, thank you for joining us. I greatly appreciate it. It's about getting the word out. And folks, go support Haley. Go buy her books. Send them to your friends. If you don't have any kids, send them to your friends who do have kids and grandkids. Everybody should read
quality,
the book.
wholesome education.
Exactly.
That's
and
right.
learn
And there's
about the
nothing
areas.
woke in the book.
Massachusetts.
No wokeness.
Nothing woke in the book.
Woke.
We love it. Nothing woke.
Nothing woke.
It's great. Nothing woke in the book.
Certified by Freedom Chronicles.
Yes. Freedom Chronicles certified. We'll leave you a review.
I like that.
and yes, and Trump has been on a roll. I wanna leave everybody with this. And remember, charlietakesonadventure.com. Go check him out. Haley Marguerite, everybody. Thank you, Haley. Ken, thank you as always. We're gonna leave you with this quick little video from Trump. Remember, keep up the fight. And from the bunker, good night, everybody.
This is the final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. And we will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. We will rout the fake news media, and we will defeat crooked Joe Biden. We will liberate America from these villains once and for all.
You're
watching conservative television of America, working hard to stick socialism where the sun don't shine.